A warm welcome to all the students for this lecture. In my last lectures, we had seen what is a uninformed state space or blind state space. It's a state space wherein there is no extra information which decides the goodness of one state over the other or one node over the other. And whenever these kind of uninformed state spaces are there or are given to us, then there is no other choice but doing blind search on those kind of state spaces. And accordingly, we had seen three search space traversal techniques, namely breadth first search, depth first search, and then we saw a combination of these two, that is iterative deepening depth limited search. Now, in this lecture, we will go ahead to see what are the different traversal techniques that are available when the state space is informed. That means a goodness value is associated with each node in the state space, right? Now, in order to solve many hard problems, it is necessary to compromise the requirements of mobility and systematicity to contract a control structure. The control structure that we get, it may no longer guarantee to find always the best answer, but it will always find a very good answer. Okay. Now we have already seen that control strategy should have two characteristics. One is it should cause motion, that is mobility, and the second one is it should be systematic. And we have seen that if these two criteria are met, then the control strategy is likely to give you guarantee you one of the best answers. But in most of the realistic situations, in hard problems, what happens is these kind of searching, it does not work. For example, in case of medical diagnosis where there is probability involved, or in case of many realistic hard problems, okay, in these cases we really don't know what will be the best answer. Okay, so in such cases what we can do is we can compromise with the requirements of mobility and systematicity. Okay, so we will come up with a control structure that is no longer going to guarantee you that it is going to give you the best answer, but it will ensure you that it will always find a very good answer. Now, basically this kind of search techniques are based on heuristics. The word heuristic is derived from a Greek word eurisko, which means I discover. So what are heuristics? Heuristics are basically formal rules that are applied to find those branches in the state space that are most likely to lead to an acceptable or viable solution of a given problem. Okay, so how heuristics are used? For example, if you have a state space, say A giving you B, C and D. Okay, assume that A is the start state and each state, okay, also is associated with the goodness value. Suppose the heuristic or the goodness value of node B is say 5. Heuristic or goodness value of node C is say 4, and heuristic or goodness value of D is say 6. Okay. Now, so there are two kinds of problems when you have heuristics. There are two kinds of problems that you will encounter whenever you are working with heuristics. Okay, you have something called as maximization problem, where your aim is to select the maximum value of heuristics. Okay, the highest value of the higher the value of heuristic, better is the solution or the node. And second problem is minimization, where your aim is the heuristic value that you are going to choose, okay, must be lesser and lesser and lesser. Now, example of maximization problem is suppose your aim is to maximize the success. If success is the criteria, then the problem will be maximization problem. So in case of maximization problem, here your aim will be from A. Now you know that there are B, C and D. There are three nodes that are connected to A. So there are three child nodes which are appearing out of A. So if it is a maximization problem, for example, maximization of work, maximum work to be done, or maximum success, maximum percentage of success and so on, for that you require maximization problem. So when a problem is maximization, from a particular node, which node are you going to select? Are you going to select B, C, D? So in case of maximization, you are going to select that node which has highest value of heuristic. Okay. So definitely among B, C and D, D will be preferred because it is the highest value of heuristic among the three siblings. Now there are also minimization problems. For example, minimization problems come into picture when the heuristics associated is with respect to say cost incurred. So your aim is to minimize the cost, or maybe time. So your aim is to minimize the time. Okay, or maybe the distance that is covered. Your aim is to minimize the distance and do the work, or effort. Okay, or money expenditure. All these parameters are basically parameters that suggest that the state space that we are going to consider here will be minimization problem. Okay, and if this was a minimization problem, then out of B, C, D, you would have definitely selected C because C is having the minimum heuristic value. Now, all this while, since we are talking about heuristic value, what is heuristic value? Heuristic is basically, as I have told you, it comes from Greek word called heurisko, means I discover. Okay, so heuristic values, these are calculated based on the experience, past experience. Okay, now a simple example is, suppose you want to travel from city A, let's say that is Margao. Okay, and your aim is to reach city B, say that is Panji. Okay, and just assume that the actual distance from Margao to Panji, it's say 30 or say 35 kilometers, example. This is the actual distance. Now, you being an artificial intelligent agent who is going to visit for the first time, okay, you are going to estimate what will be the distance from Panji to Madgaon. Now, while going from Madgaon to Panji, there might be different roads. Okay, there might be a road which passes through a particular village, or there might be another road that passes through another region. So there might be multiple roads that connect you from Margao to Panji. So how are you going to select, okay, the best road, right? Now, so what you will do is, since you are going to Panji for the first time, you will end up asking for somebody who has already visited Panji how much time it takes to reach Panji from a particular zone. Now, if the driver who has already traveled to Panji, if he is a race driver, a fast driver, then he might underestimate the value of time, okay, with respect to time. So that person might say that it takes hardly 25 minutes from Madgaon. Okay, underestimation. If the driver is a race driver or very fast driver, the driver might say it takes 25 minutes to drive from Madgaon to Panji. Okay, I am ignoring the distance. Let us consider only with respect to the time. So a particular person says 25 minutes is the time required. Then you ask another person. Now another person, he overestimates the value. Suppose he's a old man, senior citizen who drives slow. So if you ask him what is how much time it takes to travel from Margao to Panji, then he might say that it takes around say 40 minutes. If the road is not, if the traffic is not very heavy, it takes 40 minutes to go from Margao to Panji. Okay. Now let us consider that if you consider 40 kilometers per hour, that's a average speed that you must maintain. The actual time that is required to travel from Margao to Panji, suppose it is say 30 minutes. Okay. Now so the actual time, if you maintain the required or the recommended speed and safety, the actual time that is required to move from Margao to Panji is say 30 minutes. Okay, so this is the actual value. Whereas what are these? These are the approximations. Why? Because you have asked somebody. So this is basically experience of somebody who has already visited Panji earlier. Okay, so you as an agent, you are going to take the experience. You are going to ask the others for the experience. Okay, so if you now when you interview so many people just to ask what is the time required, if you if you interview more students who are rash drivers, who are fast drivers, then most of the students will agree that it takes approximately 25 minutes to reach from Madgaon to Panji. Whereas in the other case, if many of the senior citizens are asked the question, then they might say it takes roughly around 40 minutes to 45 minutes to reach Panji. Okay, but please note that both these are the approximations. So with respect to you as a robot, okay, you have actually not traveled from Madgaon to Panji so far. So these are the approximate value of the or the heuristic values. So that is basically a heuristic. Now also remember that if the heuristic values are underestimated, then what will happen? Like for example, if the value is underestimated, then you might end up going slowly, okay, only to realize that it is taking a lot of time. Similarly, if the value of heuristic is overestimated, then also you may you may not get the correct answer. Okay, so basically this is heuristic. Let us explore more about heuristics. Now let's see why to use heuristics at first place. In a given state space, once we start the search, we may find solution without the application of any specialized methodology. But the search might take lot of time and efforts. Okay. On the other hand, heuristic based search might reduce the time and efforts considerably in finding the solution for the same problem. Okay, because if the state space is if you have a particular state space, say from A it goes to B, from B it goes to C, from C it goes to D, and then from B there is a subtree that I am not listing. From C also there is a big subtree, from D also there is a subtree, and suppose the goal is present here, okay, in one of the branches of node C. Okay, what happens is, if you in a given state space, as you start search, okay, you may end up getting the solution, okay, without applying any of the specialized control strategy. What will happen? But so for example, in depth first search situation, okay, you may get the solution, but then it will simply have wasteful step. For example, you may select B, then from B you may reach till the leaf node here, and then realize that this branch is not fruitful. So your wastage of time will happen when you are going to backtrack to this particular node. Then switching to the branch also is a wastage of time and effort, right? So if you don't use any specialized methodology, in case of blind state space, when there is no value goodness value which is associated with each node, you can still get an answer. Okay, however, the search might take a lot of time and efforts. We have seen already in DFS kind of searches that it not only wastes a lot of time but also the space, because unnecessary cost is incurred for backtracking and switching the branches and so on, right? On the other hand, heuristic based search method might reduce the time and effort considerably in finding the solution for the same problem. Okay, because what happens is, although this is heuristic based, if the heuristic is not overestimated or if it is not underestimated, if it is the value is proper, then what will happen is, you knowing that your aim is to get if knowing that your problem is maximization problem and your aim is to find the best node, that is the node with the highest value of heuristic, once you go through this particular branch, once you go through this particular branch, you actually don't have to go through these branches. Okay, we will see this later. So when heuristic based search is applied, okay, it will not only reduce the time as well as the efforts in finding the solution. So let us see when we use heuristics. 1. There are problems that do not have any exact solution because of the inherent ambiguities in the problem statement or in the available data. Okay. Now what are these examples? For example, in case of medical diagnosis, okay, in case of medical diagnosis, in such problems, okay, we do not have answers, the accurate answers. Okay, The symptoms collected from patients, they might lead to utter confusion in the doctor's mind, indicating towards many possible diseases. Exactly in contrast, in such situation, doctor will use heuristic to select most likely diseases and accordingly plan the treatment. So when the problem does not have an exact solution, okay, but the cost of finding that solution is also unbearable, then that's a time when the problem does not have any exact solution but of inherent ambiguities in the problem statement or in the available data. Mainly in case of medical diagnosis, many times the data, all the required data is not available with us. So what doctor does, he will just do guesses initially and then slowly come to the solution. So in such areas you require heuristic values, because heuristic basically experience. Doctor will do his diagnosis based on the past experience. Okay. Now second, a problem having exact solution but the cost of finding that solution is unbearable. Now in many problems, the state space grows exponentially with number of states increasing factorially with the depth of search. Okay, we have already seen this like tic-tac-toe, or for example in chess game, the number of possible states are huge, and the search techniques described previously like breadth first search and depth first search techniques, they might find it difficult to get the solution in acceptable time limit. So heuristic search techniques handle such situations by guiding the search in the most promising direction, so thereby eliminating the unpromising states from the search space. So this is how this is a second situation where your heuristics can be used. Okay. Now in blind search techniques, there is absence of any additional information regarding the problem. Hence the search proceeds by blindly expanding any nodes randomly, and as a result what can happen is there are wasteful computations which are done. Now in informed or heuristic search method, besides the normal production rules, additional information or knowledge about the problem is given in form of a clue. Okay, and this additional information or clue is called as a heuristic, okay, or goodness value. Now this information, it restricts the expansion of only promising nodes in the search tree and guides the search in the specific direction, that is towards the goal. This not only reduces the search space, okay, and solution to the problem is obtained efficiently. A heuristic function is what? It's basically a mathematical function that maps the desirability of a problem state from descriptive to quantitative numbers. Okay, so now heuristic function basically maps the goodness of a particular node with in terms of a number. Now example of heuristic, let us consider this 8 puzzle problem. We have seen this earlier, and let's say this is the current state and this is the goal state. Okay, so let us see what kind of heuristic can be employed to represent the current state, the intermediate states as well as the goal states. Now there are different ways how you can design heuristic function values. Now the first technique, heuristic method 1, what we'll do, we'll say that the number of misplaced tiles excluding the blank tile with respect to the goal state can be considered as one heuristic. Okay, so number of misplaced tiles excluding the blank tile with respect to the goal state. Now for example in this thing, okay, you see that 1, now you have to compare this with respect to the goal state, because goal is the desired state. Okay, so all these tiles should be at exactly these locations, then only you will get goal. So now you have to see out of in the current state, okay, how many tiles have actually been misplaced. Now let's see. In the goal state, the actual place of tile number 1 is here, and tile number 1 is also here, so there is no problem. But you see the actual place of tile number 3 is here, whereas here tile 3 has been misplaced. Actually it should be here, but it is placed here, so tile 3 is a misplacement. Similarly tile 2, according to the goal state, tile 2 should be present in cell number 2 of the first row here. But in the current state, tile 2 does not occur here, but it occurs here. So again there is a misplacement. So if you can observe here, tile 2, tile 3, similarly tile 5. Tile 5 was supposed to be placed here in the goal state, but right now where it is existing here. So again there is a labeling of tiles 5. Tile 6, okay, tile 6 should be present here, but in the current state it is present here. So again 6 is also misplaced. Tile 7 and 8 both are misplaced. Tile 7, okay, should be present here, but currently it is present here, so misplacement. And 8 should be present here, but currently it is present here. So then what we do is, for the current state, the heuristic function is calculated by finding out how many misplaced tiles do we get. For example, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 and 8. All these tiles are misplaced. They are not on the place they are supposed to be in the goal state. So then for each misplacement we will give cost 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 tiles are misplaced. So for every misplacement we add 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the total heuristic value is 6. Why? Because total 6 tiles are misplaced as per their positions compared to the goal state. So this is one way the heuristic can be applied. So if you apply this technique, then the heuristic value that you are going to get 6. Now the second method or second alternative of designing the heuristic value for each node is by using Manhattan's distance criteria. Okay. Now again consider this is the current state and this is the goal state. Now with respect to goal state, tile number 1 should be present here, tile number 2 should be present here, 3 should be present here, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, they should be present at these particular locations. Now first we will see how many tiles are misplaced. Okay, you see tile number 3 here. Okay, tile number 3 here, is it present on the location it is supposed to be? In the goal state 3 is supposed to be here, but in the current state 3 appears here. So tile 3 is misplaced. So then you find out tile 3 is misplaced by how many spaces. You see the tile 3 should be present here, but currently it is present here. So you can say that tile 3 in the current state, tile 3 has been misplaced by 2 spaces, that is 1 and 2. Okay. Similarly, tile 2 happens to be, you see tile 2 is present at the proper location. Okay. Next is tile 8. Let's see, tile 8 is supposed to be present here, but right now it is present here. So again there is a misplacement of 8. Okay. So you see 8 is present in the current state here, whereas 8 was supposed to be present here. So again, how many spaces misplacement? 3 spaces, that is from 8 to 9, 9 to 10 and 10 to this 8. Okay. So then tile number 1, you see tile number 1 is also misplaced. Actually 1 is supposed to be here, but right now it is present here. So to see the displacement, okay, this is the current location. Okay, sorry, this is the current location of tile number 1, and in the goal state tile should be present here. So how many spaces? 1, 2, 3 spaces of misplacement. So as you can see, all other tiles 4, 5, 6 and 7, all other tiles are present at the exact locations. Okay, so only 3 tiles, that is 3, 8 and 1 have been misplaced, and I have already told you how the calculation takes place. So the heuristic value for this current state will be, okay, equal to 2 plus 3 plus 3. So that means how many spaces number 3 was misplaced, that is 2 spaces, plus how many spaces number 8 was misplaced, 3, that is 1, 2, 3, and finally how many spaces 1 is misplaced, that is how many spaces 1, 2 and 3. So 2 plus 3 plus 3, that is it. So heuristic value can be calculated like this one also. Now there are various informed search strategies and techniques. Okay, let us see the very first informed search technique. This is the primitive technique which is called as generate and test technique. So how we do this? We generate a possible solution. We start by generating a possible solution. Now please note, solution to a problem, whenever there is a state space that is considered, solution to a problem may not be a state, a particular state. Okay, it may be also a path. For example, if you start from A, Okay, say A gives B, C and D, D gives E, okay, and F gives G. Okay, so the first step in generate and test method is generate a possible solution. Now the solution can be a point. For example, a solution can be a point. That means say G is a goal node, then just reaching G. So if the current node is equal to G, that is a goal node, that means your problem is solved. So this is one way. So this is one way how solution can be generated when the solution is point. That means only one node. Our full location, our full attention is on the node, the goal node. Okay, so this is called as solution with respect to the point. Or sometimes path is also important. For example, the shortest path. For example, the shortest path to reach G would be 1, 2, and 3. Fine. So sometimes a solution could be a one state, a particular state, or it could be the whole path, the optimal path. So the first thing is, in generate and test mechanism, you have to generate a possible solution. Second, once the solution is generated, second, test to see if this is actually a solution. Test to see if what we have got is actually a solution, and that can be done by comparing the current solution with the goals. And third, if the solution has been found, we quit, or else we return to step number 1. So generate and test basically is a method, a very primitive inform search method, whereas the very first thing what we do is we generate a possible solution, then we test to see if this is actually a solution, okay, and then if solution has been found, we quit, otherwise we return to step 1, whereas again we will generate a possible solution, and so on. Now the disadvantage of this method, generate and test, is that in this method, if problem space is very large, then the solution can be obtained in a very long time. Okay. Now again here, the solution may be obtained in a very long time only if the generation is done systematically. If the nodes are generated systematically, only then you get the answer. So this is a very first or the crude method called as generate and test. Now over generate and test method, okay, there are some modification made or improvisations made, and then we get the other informed search techniques like A star algorithm and so on, that we are going to see in the later lectures.